Hey everyone, this is the DAO call for July 10th, 2024. And we're here with Jeffrey and Jesse and Rochelle for some updates.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for the intro. Yeah, I'll get started, like I said, with a little technical update. So these last 2 weeks, they've been mostly filled with some additional internal testing. Of course, Jesse, last time, 2 weeks ago, Jesse mentioned that we rolled out and deployed the contracts to mainnet. After this, we handed out 2 access keys to some internal people, and now we're collecting some feedback and fixing bugs, as you can kind of track on GitHub. Next to that, we're also working on a little design update, which we may or may not have a teaser for right now. I think maybe Rochelle or Jesse will share that with you guys. I think they will link something or post something on Twitter. But yeah, that's it for the technical part.
Yeah, I'm trying to share an image here in the Discord to show you guys some part of the UI. But we will be sharing more detailed screenshots and coverage of the user interface soon on the socials. So to give you guys a better idea. And yeah, Jeff just gave basically the update where we're at. So mainly fixing the issues we're getting from the first users that are currently on the platform. There's of course quite a bit that popped up. Maybe to add a bit of detail, like the resource usage on EOS and doing the right amounts of power up and RAM purchase is something that we had to tune quite a bit. We're using this plugin from GrayMass, or they're called WarfKit these days. So we're using like the WarfKit plugin for power up and transaction fixing. So basically, it means if you do a transaction that uses CPU and RAM and net, but you don't have enough on your account, it will automatically add the right purchases for each respective resource. So you can always do these transactions. And it means we only have to load some EOS on accounts, and the accounts will basically automatically ensure they have the right resources, which is a way more convenient way to manage this than we were previously doing with a relayer and this auto service, and like it's this is a way more decentralized and way like to solve the issue. But the plugin itself had some issues, so we've been working also with Aaron from WarfKit on fixing the plugin and making sure it works correctly, also in some edge cases. As the resource issues right now, I think the primary user problem that we're facing, resources are also getting quite expensive. So RAM is expensive, and making sure we're efficient with purchasing these resources is a big hurdle. I think though we are like Jeffrey did a pull request today, or he fixed the last few issues with the plugin, and I think we're at that point where it's actually working quite nicely now when it comes to the resource balancing. And we're about to hand off like more access codes. I think Rochelle has a short list of 5 people that are going to be getting an access code one of the next few days. So we're opening the group more and more. But that's the quick technical update. Thanks, Jeff, for that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be happy because quite a few people on the Telegram, I think, are chomping at the bit to get their access code.
Oh yes, I've
Yeah,
been watching along, and yes, I have a short list. I have about 10 people right now who will like be the first ones, but I'm gonna onboard in like little groups of 5, just to make sure everything goes smoothly, and as we get rolling on, open it up to more and more at a time. But it's critical that I get a lot of one-on-one with the first few that are onboarded.
How's the Python SDK coming along? I saw you made some commits just a few minutes ago.
I think Jesse's trying to share the screenshot for the design update. See if I can share it a little bit better because I have to.
Sorry guys, I lost the connection for a little bit. I did post a screenshot.
Okay.
And someone got disconnected. But I'm back. If I missed anything, let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to because I have to download your image. Can you not? Yeah, perfect. Lawrence fixed it. Thank you. Yeah, I think you have to if you can repeat your question, Alex. I think Jesse's back.
Well, I guess you can talk about this little screenshot here. I guess it's more like a promotional thing, right?
Yeah, so this is the new screenshot of the new platform. Basically, our designer just finished a prototype for it, so we are, as we speak, we're implementing this right now. Some things are not gonna be like implemented one-on-one. For example, the categories is something that we have to be we have to have a good look at, see if we want to go down that road. But yeah, all in all, this is like the impression that you will get when you will visit the new V2 platform, and it looks quite good, I think. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it looks good. How different is the current one?
It's not that different. Yeah, there's you can see yes, a few minor things will be different, like the category filters. We don't have it implemented yet, but it's something that might come later down the line. We still have to have some discussions about how that's gonna look. But yeah, it will look almost identical, I would say, to this teaser image. And it's pretty far along. I would say it's design wise, it's 90% ready already. The current platform.
And then how is the Python SDK coming along? I noticed Jesse published some commits just tens of minutes ago.
Yeah, the SDK is working. So I do add from time to time a feature missing as we're working with the SDK. It's like it has all the core functionality, and then like what we're actually developing now is the SDK has the functions ready, but we're developing a sort of a convenience CLI around it. That's I mean it will get some proper release later down the line, but it does a lot of like these sort of data science tasks like uploading things to IPFS and downloading results and validating stuff, and like to have Python to easily combine it with Python scripts for doing some of these common tasks. So it has those convenience features wrapped in a little command line tool. Those are the comments you're probably seeing as we're polishing that CLI tool, and it's sort of it started out as a little helper tool for me and anyone publishing campaigns, but it's actually growing now to be a bit more substantial. I think it's going to be a very useful tool. It's also where we're adding in last telco. I talked a little bit about having LLM features there that basically auto generate some of the instructions and templates. So they also live in that CLI wrapper. Anyways, those are the updates you're seeing in the Python SDK, plus adding of a few missing features. So it's a continuous work in progress, but it's getting it's nice to work with. It's quite enjoyable to develop and work with campaigns using the Python tool suite. So what's still lacking there now is that I need to publish more documentation and some examples on how to use it, to get more people and more feedback, especially on the usage in. So that's something that I'm gonna start putting together more on the next iteration.
All right. Are there any other updates you three would like to share?
I think I don't think so. I think for now this is what we've been working on and what you can see, and I think the other things that will be coming up, better to talk about them a bit later, as this is now the focus point, and this is where we're actually making most progress now. I think it's best to to leave it at this tech update wise, and unless people have questions, but this is the main updates for the last 2 weeks.
Sharif had a question on marketing. I guess you can answer that, Rochelle, right?
Yeah, sure. What was the question?
Just I guess will there be more activity? I guess on the socials.
Oh yeah, yeah, there will be. We're not gonna completely smash, socials and go crazy when there's, no substance behind it. Um, we have an update coming out today, to give the teaser that we were ready to show up, what the new platform looks like, and to announce that we're gonna be onboarding a few more people. You can see I'll be having more calls for onboarding, but it's in the very early part. And I noticed like some people were commenting, in some of the telegrams and the stuff saying, well, now we don't have a marketing person. And it's it's not that we don't have a marketing person. We're going to be very, very intentional about how we market this. Um, and it's a whole group effort, down with the devs and stuff. It's going to be more developer focused, not all the hype stuff, at least for this beginning part of V2. There'll be some things to get excited about, and there'll be some things that, we'll be getting excited about and posting about, on socials and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be marketing around substance and not hopium. So yeah. And I'm hoping that as I onboard a few people and stuff, that they'll be also sharing, some screenshots and socials things. This is really going to be a community run platform, being decentralized and stuff. It's just getting the early wheels going right now on the V2. But I'm very happy with how it's progressing and how we're going to start having it come out. And I'm sorry if you hear background noise. I don't know how well my headphones are canceling.
They're canceling it very well.
Oh, good. I have
So
no
then
idea the
in the
sound.
next couple of weeks, we will see more workers being onboarded. And then you have
Yes.
the SDK pumping out these test tasks and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes. And my goal is, to update and do a lot of communication about, what tasks are on, show previews, give some data and insights to people on, what is going on with platform, not just, keep it kind of hush hush with only, the early access people on, having all this. So, because I know so a lot of people are excited to see, the first things coming out, the tasks and stuff like that. So that's going to be broadcast publicly pretty well too, very transparently.
And then I remember in the previous DAO calls, we discussed that we don't know the timing of it, but there are like other projects interested in getting some tasks done, right?
Yes. Yes, there are. Let me
Yes.
just take this in.
Yeah, there are. Like we said last time. So we will be getting more tasks from projects on the platform, and that's going to be a really important part. So it will be a bit down the line when we have like some workers vetted for that are doing active work, and then we will start rolling out the few clients that are committed already. Which it takes also effort to put them on there as they have their own schedules and timelines and roadmaps. So these things align rather over a bit longer time span, but they will be on there. And marketing also will get a lot of attention from us, as it's indeed a bit quiet, but we will definitely make sure that all these verticals align as we go towards the more high throughput and wider audience release of the platform.
Yeah, the way I see it, having people, or rather requesters, purchase those tasks would be the best thing to market, since that's basically would be proof that the platform works as intended.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
Aside from that, I think we do have that AI fund. So I guess when you feel the system is ready, we can start pursuing LAION again. I remember that was like, I think it's like was 9 months ago now. Uh, but I can follow up on them and see maybe if we can still contribute some more. Because we were doing these emotion tasks where you kind of evaluate the emotional state of someone in like a picture, and that would be like a lot of collected data. So once the platform is ready, I can try looking into that myself, see if there's anything new can contribute to LAION.
Yeah, excellent. And you mentioned last time, DJ. That's really good. If we can get back in touch with Leon and get that going, maybe I think we're at that point. Maybe we just wait 1 week so we can make sure that we have the resources on our side to actually because they often reply quite quick, I think, and they're quite hands-on. So as soon as we're like ready to put our task on, we can, I think, pursue. And yeah, indeed, wow, time flies. Their emotion data set thing might like we should check out what's the status there if they're still collecting data. It was quite an
I think,
ambitious big data set.
yeah, I think it kind of, I don't know if I want to say died, but slowed down the activity in the Discord. But I'll follow up and see, because they all are like volunteers as well, so they too, things can happen that interrupts. So I'll take a look at it. Yeah, and I think, yeah, as you all said, once we have the 10 more workers, and we can have like kind of a reliable base, then I can try to talk and see if there's tasks like the emotional data set, if they're still working on it, or something else.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Let's take a look. I'm curious indeed how that's going. But if it's slowing down, but they're still looking for more data contributions, then of course we can help out. We still have actually the template and setup for at least the emotional data set one. But yeah, great. Let's look into this. I guess around next DAO call we should be at the stage where um, we can actually onboard them onto the platform. So it's great to already scout and see what their status is maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Sharif mentioned the roadmap, and I think well, the website rebrand is completed, right? And so the two things weren't being worked on are the V2 release and Solana Bridge, I guess, kind of working on that in tandem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the Solana bridge part, we sort of have it figured out. It's more of a timing thing and a marketing thing where we have to execute it on the right moment. We did most of the work there. I think so. Yeah, but it is going in tandem. So as soon as V2 is like so as soon as we're past the current like fixes and deployments and onboarding processes, we will, and the timing is right, we will execute the Solana bridge as well. So that needs to be further confirmed and discussed. But yeah, they're both being sort of executed right now in a way.
Yeah, the first half seems all doable. Reading this, I look at the other two things, the DAO and protocol updates. And that seems sort of more further away. Like the GEFX system, what was that? I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. So as Jesse mentioned, I think yeah, once we have the V2 like stable and running on its own, we'll look at some definite dates for the Solana bridge. And once that is settled, then yeah, we can go ahead and also tackle the DAO updates, because that's probably going to be reliant on a few things Solana related as well. So we'll look
Yeah,
into that. Yeah.
I see. So yeah, I guess the protocol updates would be if we want to add some actual functionality to Solana after the bridge, it would require the DAO voting on such a thing. I think Sheriff
Yeah,
was asking
exactly.
when it's that, but I
Sorry.
guess well, V2 is running, right? It's just right now it's a very selective group of workers completing tasks, right? So it kind of like, I guess, can seem like it's not ready yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it is running with a very few select group of workers, because yeah, we just released the contracts 2 weeks ago, so there's bound to be a lot of like bugs and yeah, unstable issues that yeah, we chose to roll it out in a slow, controlled way, rather than giving like 10 to 20 people access and yeah, getting all the same issues mentioned, right? It also slows our development process down. So we're in good contacts with two people that are actively testing, and we are, yeah, as you can see on the GitHub, we're actively fixing bugs. And yeah,
I think
it's hard to give like a indication when all the access keys will be rolled out, but I would say in the next few weeks, we're rolling out more and more.
and maybe for marketing, it would be good to just have example campaigns where you kind of show what the campaign is and then kind of the results the workers created. So like people can see that there's like they can see the two components, the requester side and the worker side, kind of summarized. And then I guess aside from that, this probably seems the furthest away. If I would guess, this is probably a 2025 thing now. The mobile app.
Yeah, for looking at the roadmap, right? So the mobile app is indeed further away. There is like there is a there is like a MVP of the mobile app already, and it works with the SDK and there's some functionality there. But to get that fully out and rolling, we would need some more hands and more support to get it like off the ground in people's for people to use. So that would definitely be after the there's a larger user base onboarded on V2. Um, so yeah, probably like I don't think it makes sense to put dates on the mobile app right now. So it kind of depends on bigger user base there and having more hands to develop and polish and finish the prototype that we currently have. So yeah, it will be down the line indeed.
Okay. Sharif suggests the timeline, though. Knowing my experience in programming, sometimes knowing, yeah, like setting the exact date on something can be very tricky. More like just the order of things is what you can really set.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like I don't think we can put a timeline on the mobile app. There's just too many things that it depends on. Like a larger user base on the V2 is just a bigger priority, and um, it's yeah, we cannot really put dates and realistic dates at least on these things. So putting dates on it would just mean we would have to change them and move them, and it would set false expectations, I would say. So currently we're working really hard getting V2 user base larger, active, and having requesters on there. That it's gonna take a while before it's going, and there is a massive amount of task flow there. Like it's gonna be small steps up, user batch by user batch and requester by requester that's publishing tasks. So yeah, I'm not I don't think it will be smart to set to mention specific dates for things like the mobile app that are just a bit down the line, and they will get more clear and more determined like as they come. There is currently a prototype. There's a lot of thoughts and ideas about it. I think once the team grows or there is active community participation also from a development side, I think from that moment on, naturally we can see more clearly how long things will take, and for example putting together working groups for the mobile app. Currently the people that are actively building the product are too busy with the with what's now necessary to make V2 better and onboard the user base. So either we need more people on board, or we need to free up some time from the people that are currently doing the V2 and the Solana bridge, and then that will take some time, right? But then we can establish that working group and set dates on the mobile app. But yeah, I would say that for now it's better to it's good to take a look at the roadmap and what's coming up, and but these things are a bit more down the line.
Yeah, I would definitely say mobile app should be way down the line, because even if you have 100 dedicated workers, that's just 100 users for a mobile app, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. So it makes only sense when there's a bigger user base.
Yeah, so like I think as nice as it is to do it on the phone, maybe just make sure it's you know web friendly on the phone, right? So that probably will be tricky. I imagine there's all sorts of browsers issues.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah.
Lenny posted the link. Is that the application or what is it? Oh, the agenda. Yeah, I think we lately haven't been using the agenda.
is checking the text there. Is there an agenda for this DAO call, or it's empty?
I think it's empty.
Nobody put anything on the agenda.
But well, yeah, you, especially you who can't just directly say it. Feel free to add to the agenda, and also post in the Discord any questions you want answered in the DAO call. So I think we've covered all the updates. There's just DAO stuff left. My proposal to do things through Binance Smart Chain for the USDT has passed. So I mean, I don't think there's there's no rush, right? Because the points, the price points where it's satisfied aren't really current right now. So, but we won't have to worry about the USDT expiring from that. Though we still have to figure out what to do with the rest of the USDT we have. I was thinking maybe we could buy the RAM, because as you mentioned, RAM is getting more expensive for the workers, right? Is it how much would you say it costs to do a transaction now? Like a task?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's more than I thought. I would have to prepare this number. I'm like, we are looking into this right now. It is more than we thought. The resource model on EOS is unfortunately getting more expensive on the RAM side, and it's quite noticeable in usage of of posting tasks, and it's quite unfortunate, as I think EOS power was that it was very cheap, and now it's really like noticeably getting more expensive. And indeed, it's important we quantify it right now and see where this will become a big problem, on what scale, on what data scale. This will become a big problem. I think it takes like 500 bytes to put a task out, and it's a bit hard to measure, as there is a whole process of reserving and like how the data moves from different tables from the EOS blockchain kind of frees up and occupies more RAM as you do a task. But the net cost of doing basically reserve task, submit task, there is a net cost. And I might say it wrong here, but I think around 500 bytes, and I'm not sure the US dollar value, right? Like, I think it's best if we do some experimenting and analysis a bit more, so we can give a correct answer there. But it's more than I thought, and it is a bit of a problem in the sense that affect AI. The V2 platform became a whole lot less
Wow,
cheap to use,
500 bytes?
basically.
I believe it's actually 800, more closer to 800. I checked it out
That's
today.
that's almost one EOS.
Yeah, it is one. It's more than one, I think. One EOS.
No way, is it? No, it's not, right? Is it one?
I think for the entire flow, reserving, submitting task, yeah, it was about, or maybe it was 600 or 800, one of those. But yeah, as Jesse said, we ought to
But the bytes,
research it a
are
bit
they
more.
It's half an
reusable?
EOS, I guess, for half an EOS for it looks like a half or a bit more EOS for indeed the full flow. But this is rough. We might be wrong here. Like I'm saying, we're actually looking into this deeper, as it's not trivial to figure out. But it's around that like ballpark number, perhaps around that number. Yeah, like half an EOS. And yeah, there's also the point where it is reusable in to some degree, as it will be sort of, that RAM will be locked up for the duration that your task is being reviewed. So you post that task, the EFX that you earn is gonna go in escrow until it's sort of verified and you get paid out for real. During that duration, that RAM is also locked up, and even longer. The RAM is locked up a bit longer. So the requester or the company always has time to take off to download the data from chain. So you do get back most of that, although there can be like even a 2-week delay or something on that. So whatever number of tests you do in 2 weeks sort of have to be paid up front in EOS for the RAM storage. So yeah, it's kind of it's a little mathematical sum we have to do, but it's yeah. And the annoying part is that this has recently gone up exponentially. It wasn't even close to this much like a few months ago. Like it was nearly free. So it's yeah, it's a bit of an annoying twist, and we need to optimize. Like we hoped we wouldn't have to optimize this much this early, but it looks like we will have to already, and over, even with this few users, it's already going to probably be on the. So yeah, that's it's a good point, and we need to solve it.
Yeah, this is definitely something to keep in mind because the EOS ENF's whole strategy is pumping up the cost of RAM. It's kind of, I don't know, it's definitely a strategy that I disagree with, but this will definitely have ramifications for the workers. So definitely we need more optimizations and ways for them to get refunded. And I was thinking maybe the USDT we could have that pitch in for subsidizing, the initial workers who are testing everything, so they don't have to, eat all the RAM costs themselves. Otherwise, you'd be paying to test the system, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a weird dynamic going on with the RAM price. Also because EOS price is going down quite a bit. And I think because of the RAM being pushed more, people are buying more RAM and EOS price goes down a bit as there's less demand. It also means that RAM gets cheaper because RAM is priced in EOS mainly. So RAM
Yeah.
gets a bit cheap, but then RAM gets more scarce, so does get more expensive. But if the price of EOS would go up, then the price of RAM goes even more up. So yeah, it's a weird dynamic. I'm not sure where it's going, but it is going to the point where it just gets more expensive to use EOS, which is indeed, I agree, like the worst thing you can do right now uh, for the chain. Yeah.
Bye, Jeff.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have to get going, but yeah, interesting discussions, and yeah, as Jesse said, it's an issue that we have to tackle. We've been pretty deep in the V2 stuff, so we haven't really gotten the time to really think about it and look at it and what ramifications it has for the future audience. But it's definitely, yeah, it's not nice to also get this on our plates. Of course, it's yeah, ideal would be different, but I'm sure we'll solve it. So yeah, I have to get going now. It was good to talk to you guys. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yes. See you. Cheers.
And then Sheriff had another question about how to grow the community without much stronger marketing and community activity. But I think this goes back to the previous discussion that we need like the solid use cases and examples of it before we like. For example, I don't want to market Effect AI at all until we actually have like hard examples of requesters getting stuff accomplished through the platform. We're kind of too old to really go on hype now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. I do like it's a good point, Jerry. I agree. Like what you say is correct, right? So for stronger community activity and contributions and setting up worker groups run by community members, we need like way stronger marketing. We probably need some support on the marketing and get a way stronger marketing out there. So that will happen, but it's just I don't think now is the right time to make that happen. If we don't get the basis out first, then that would be the next step. And like yeah, DJ said it really well. So that's that makes sense.
Yeah, though I think we if EOS continues, the foundation continues making RAM more expensive, we may seriously need to consider actual migration to Solana, because from what you've told me, it sounds ridiculously expensive. Like as you said, I remember just maybe even just a year ago, it was like 1 cent to do something, a task, for example.
Yeah, yeah, it's really very annoying, and I agree. Like this really is a big motivator to be more serious about migrating away as like we can buffer. Like I know, like doing the tests we've done so far, we can buffer. Like we can probably have 100 users, maybe 50. Okay, let's for sure we can have 50 users running, like doing tests on the platform and sort of finance them. But it would require a little capital USDT or EOS injection to make that work, which is also fine, but it just doesn't scale, and
Right.
it's going to be really hard to give, for example, to open registration for anyone, and it's just going to be expensive to do stuff on Effect AI, and that's yeah, that it's not good. And it used to be so cheap on EOS, so the timing of this is quite bad. Just as we're releasing this platform, suddenly the prices spike so much that it's becoming really hard to use. On the other hand, now we're working on this migration, and it's in that sense the timing is good, as it makes us think way more serious about how we can run actual platform logics on another chain more affordable.
Yeah, definitely, because
That,
affordability is the main thing we've been on EOS, and if that goes away, I mean, there's no reason to stay. Especially if all the
yeah,
AI projects are in Solana anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, affordability, and it works really well. Those were the reasons to stay, and we took them really serious. But it's if it gets this expensive, it's just not. And EOS did, yeah, they did a big tokenomics update that made this happen, and yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate. I don't think it's. I guess they're doing the tokenomics update in the hope to make hype bigger around the chain. As I think for usability, it's not improving much. It's mainly the hype part, and I don't think that's working that much either. So yeah, I also am. Yeah, I'm not happy with the developments there.
Yeah, because we don't they have an entire fund, I think, of like several they stopped making EOS be printed and instead like printed up to like 2.1 billion, whatever's how much up until then, and then are allocating that to various projects, which I think that in itself is okay, but of that, like a few 100 million, I think, is being dedicated for the purchasing of RAM. So I don't know, maybe like strictly speaking, maybe it's just a bubble, right? And maybe it just crashes because no one's really using the RAM except us, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Now RAM will be like it will be on exchanges, and it will be on different, like on people were trading it, people were putting it in their wallets and having it. Well, before RAM was only you couldn't trade it, and it was only used by dApps, and now suddenly it's being used by anyone. And before you know it, people will stake it and do things with it, and all taking away from the fact that RAM was it was supposed to be actual like RAM capacity on the VPs nodes that store all the data. So
Yes.
yeah,
So all in all, as you said, it's just we have to be ready to move because if like we're kind of it used to be that what was good for EOS is good for us, but now it's kind of the reverse. We don't if EOS goes up, it's bad for our workers, and that makes all the more reason to migrate to Solana. So things only improve in this regard if the EOS tokenomics are a dud, right?
yeah. Um, let's see. I have to leave in a little bit. Perhaps a quick update I can give, DJ, or I don't know if you or you can maybe add on this if I miss anything. But there has been the proposal for the 500,000 additional EFX for the BNT B network EFX pool on Binance Smart Chain, and we have refilled that today. I did it on behalf of the foundation. I refilled the liquidity with the remaining PNT we had. So that proposal has been sort of, I think, finished now until P Network will submit more or dedicate more PNT
Yeah,
to that pool as well.
I'll have to publish the proposal there and have them send it over. And yeah, I'll let you know when that gets done. I'm slowing down the pace though, so it will be less rapid compared to how before. But yeah, that sounds good. And you also mentioned it's kind of like keep hearing the same thing here, where it's like, next week, but the EOS NFX pool will finally be supplemented.
Yes, yeah. The NFX pool will finally be supplemented. There was some logistical issues there, so that's why it's taking so long. So there, yeah, something to do with wallet setup and getting those NFX tokens liquids and into my custody, so I can set up the pool. That part still has to happen, but I'm supposed to get those tokens really soon, and then that pool can be set up. So yeah, that's on its way. I am very hopeful that this week it's gonna be up, and I will update the DAO when that's when it's there.
Sounds great. Thanks everyone for coming to the DAO call. I think we covered everything. And
Yeah, I think it was a really
Yes,
good
thanks
call.
everyone.
Next time, right?
Yes,
For
till the
sure.
next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.